This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 466.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash. 404 error. Page not found. Links aren't working. System is crashing. System is crashing. System is crashing.
Your old HTML website. Barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website. Better than it was before. Better. Stronger.
Faster.
Why, hello everybody, this is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have a WordCamp next weekend. Awesome. We have WordCamp Birmingham down in Alabama. Well, down for me. February 4th and 5th. I went many years ago. I think it's been 2018. I think is the last time I went. 2017. One of my favorite camps of all time. Fantastic people. I was going to go last year when it was first announced, but then it got postponed because of a resurgence of COVID. It got rescheduled till for this year, which is fine. But I can't go this year because I had scheduled a run event that same Saturday before I knew the calendar of this. So anyway, I won't be there, sadly. But if you're there, have a great time. Say hi to people for me and learn everything. Okay. That's it for the upcoming events. Moving on, segment 1 in the news. Couple things here. First and foremost, a WordPress project is evaluating. There's a proposal from the Meta team to replace Slack with Matrix open source chat. So Matrix is a new open source alternative to Slack. Automatic invested about $4.6 million into the creators of Matrix. It's called New Vector to decentralize communication. So there's that, and there's a platform or there's an application called Element that runs on top of it apparently. So I'll put a link in the show notes if you're interested in reading about that. But maybe replacing the make WordPress.com and Slack into Matrix. And the main reason is because Slack onboarding has been hard for many people. So there's that issue there. That's one of the reasons why they want to do it, kind of decentralize a lock-in to Slack and maybe use open source across the board. So there you go. Also in the news, Awesomotive acquires Thrive Themes. So there's a new acquisition. It's been, a week, 2 weeks since the last acquisition. We can reset that counter. And congratulations to everyone over there. And I think that's it in the news. Yeah, that's it in the news. All right. Moving on to the meat and potatoes of this week's episode. But first, I want to say a word about our sponsor this week. If you are a content creator and you're looking for a way to generate additional income, you'll definitely want to check out this week's sponsor, AdSanity. Online advertising helps you reinforce the work you're putting into your website. You can focus on the content and the message that you're trying to convey to your audience. By matching advertising with these goals, you can provide a service to your audience and the advertisers at the same time. With AdSanity, you can choose to sell advertising space on your own site and host those ads locally. Or you can sign up for an ad network and have them provide you with the advertisements that match the tone and content of your website. The beauty of AdSanity is that you can utilize both strategies at the same time depending on your needs. Now, I've actually tested this and it's really cool and easy to do. I have an account at ShareASale and I took one of the products that I use there, grab the code that's provided, and enter it into the AdSanity dashboard. Boom. The ad shows up where I want it, need it, and it could not have been any easier at all. Literally, the simplest thing I've done in a long time. If you're looking for guidance or tips on how to get things set up, well, AdSanity has that covered as well, with amazing video tutorials, a whole bunch of them. Lastly, AdSanity offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. If for any reason you decide AdSanity is not right for you, you can request a full refund within 30 days of purchase. So, with prices starting at $59, what's holding you back? Head over to AdSanityPlugin.com, use the code KitchensinkWP, save 10% through the end of March. It's really, really cool product. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. Make additional revenue. Thanks again, AdSanity, for sponsoring this week's episode. All right, moving over to segment 2, the meat and potatoes of this week's episode. Google UA to GA4, a lot of acronyms there. So this week I want to cover the notice that I keep seeing on many of my websites when I log into Google Analytics. Maybe you've seen it too, and I quote, on the very top banner, it says, Universal Analytics will no longer process new data in standard properties beginning July 1st, 2023. Prepare now by setting up and switching over to Google Analytics 4 property. So UA is Universal Analytics. GA4 is the new thing that they have. They called it GA4, Google Analytics 4. So what does it mean? Well, first of all, and per their definition, GA4 is a new property designed for future of measurement, collects both website and app data to better understand the customer journey, uses event-based data instead of session-based, includes privacy controls such as cookieless measurement and behavioral and conversion modeling. So That being said, per the Learn More button on that notice, I also learned some more things about this. Until July 1st, 2023, you can continue to use and collect data in the UA properties. Also, after July 1st, 2023, you'll be able to access the previously processed data in your UA property for at least 6 months. They say that their data is important to you. We strongly encourage you to export your historical references and reports during this time. If you've created a property before October 14th, 2020, you're likely to using Universal Access Property. If you created one after October 14th, you're likely using GA4 property and no actions required. So after that, that little top banner notice, you can then dismiss the notice each time you go in, or you can click Let's Go. So I finally decided to click Let's Go for one of the sites. In this case, a very low level, nothing's fancy on this website in question, one of my own personal sites. So I clicked Let's Go, took me to a screen telling me that I don't have a GA4 set up on the aforementioned site, which is obvious. I'm given two options. I can create a new GA4 property, or I could connect to an existing one. So I guess if I created a new GA4 property for the domain in question, I could then connect the two right there. But since I didn't, I went ahead and clicked Get Started on the first option. A pop-up appears. It says Create New GA4 Property. The Setup Assistant then tells me the following 4 bullet points. Created for property. This will keep your Universal Analytics property unchanged. Copy basic settings of your property. Turn on enhanced measurements. And it will collect data in your new property using your existing site tag. So I click that. I have a choice, click no thanks or create and continue. So, okay, I clicked create and continue. But then I clicked on the property and the new page setup assistant appears, and it shows me 0 out of 12 marked complete. Options are there for data collection, property settings, audience manage users. Google Ads has a section. Wow. I mean, talk about confusion and overload. It's really there right in front of you as far as I was quite confused. Digging deeper, there's more in data collection. Lets me collect website and app data. And once I've created the account and property, then you need to then go set up the analytics with the code on the website. So I took a breather and I realized what had happened was it actually creates a copy of the property, which it did say ahead of earlier on. I just didn't quite understand what that meant. So when I look at all my properties, one shows UA for Universal Analytics, and the copy shows GA4 because that's the new one. From there, it made sense. I need to take the new tag ID and add it to the site in question. I use Monster Insights, the free level, so it wasn't that difficult at all. I logged into the site, took the new GA4, the new code that they give me, add it to the dashboard, and there it is. It's working. Well, it's going to work. Of course, it says in Google Analytics 4, it may not show up new data for 48 hours. So again, not difficult to click a couple buttons, but what's interesting here is this is a very, very, very high level view. Moving over from UA to GA4. It's a few clicks, sure. But beyond that, for those tracking conversions, audiences, e-commerce, tagging pages, Google Ads, and as I read more, there is a lot more to it. And on top of that, there's no easy way to do multiple sites at once. For those like myself who just have basic analytics on, I have to do one site at a time. No, not that tough. I have maybe half a dozen, no big deal. But if you have a lot of sites, it's going to take you some time. And with that said, I also know there are some companies out there and agencies that specialize in Google Analytics, and they offer the service to go and move you completely over. So if you're an agency owner or a user and you have a lot of tie-ins to to UA, and you want to go to GA4, I would recommend or consider investing some money, because it's your time or your money, right? It's that calculus. What's it going to be? Your time, your money, and to get it set up properly so you don't really lose out on any data you're going to need moving forward. Again, I don't need super deep analytics. I just want to know basic page counts, source, mobile versus desktop, etc. So it didn't take that long for me to kind of go through the first site here. I'll do the next ones in the next couple of weeks, but I don't have anything really deep to have to worry about there. So there you go. Very, very high level view of the new GA4, and make sure you just take care of it before July of this year. So there you go. All right, moving on. Segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This week's tip, it's a plugin. It's called Distributor Plugin. It's over at distributorplugin.com. It's a plugin that makes it easy to syndicate and reuse content across your website, whether a single multi-site or not. It's free. Check it out, distributorplugin.com. It's pretty cool. I'm looking into it myself for some ideas. I don't think I've mentioned it. It sounds familiar, but maybe I just saw it. I don't know where I even found it, so someone might have mentioned it to me. So there you have it, distributorplugin.com. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@kitchensinkwp.com, or use that speak pipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, become a Patreon. That'd be awesome. kitchensinkwp.com/Patreon. If you want to sponsor the show, like AdSanity did, you can do that as well. There's a form on the website. Again, thanks to AdSanity for sponsoring this week's episode. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right, bye-bye.